Level 1, Cadet. You're 18 years old. The dream started when you were a kid, watching transport ships leave space dock through your bedroom window. Specific dream, the bridge, the chair, the order to engage. Starfleet Academy in San Francisco. Command track. 4 years. Your first morning, fog rolls in off the bay and wraps around the campus like a wet blanket. You stand on the parade ground at the Presidio in a fresh gray uniform with red trim, staring up at the archway over the main entrance. Ex astris, scientia. From the stars, knowledge. You think you understand it. You don't. No pips on your collar. You haven't earned them. You're a cadet, and that puts you at the bottom of every room you walk into. Warp theory at 0600. Ethics seminars where a Vulcan professor asks you questions that don't have right answers, just answers you can defend. Survival training on a frozen moon. Xenolinguistics graded in Klingon. By third year, half your starting class is gone. Fourth year, they put you through the Kobayashi Maru, a neutronic storm, a civilian freighter stranded in the Klingon neutral zone. The simulation is built to break you. You try to rescue. You fight. You die. The bridge explodes into stars, and the lights come up. How do you feel? The instructor asks. You don't have an answer. You came here to win. The simulation just taught you that command isn't about winning. It's about what you do when you can't. Graduation day. Your family flies in. Your mom is crying. Your dad looks at the pip they're about to give you like it's a holy thing. You report to your first ship the next morning. The stars are finally real. Level 2, Ensign. They post you to a Galaxy-class vessel, 1,000 people inside a moving city that explores the edges of known space. 1 gold pip on your collar, and 3 years of it ahead of you whether you like it or not. You thought the bridge was where this started. Instead, you're at a secondary console in main engineering, running diagnostics at 0200 because someone has to. Away missions aren't what the Academy promised. The senior officers beam down to talk with the Planetary Council. You beam down with the tricorder, scanning for pathogens and geological instability while they figure out whether these people want to join the Federation. Don't talk. Take readings. Nod when addressed. Try not to trip over your own feet in front of the aliens. On the ship, you rotate watches. Half the time you eat alone in the mess hall because your friends from the Academy got posted to other ships and you haven't made new ones yet. You're inside a metal tube, hurtling past star systems nobody has ever seen. And somehow, you're the loneliest you've felt since you were 12. Then a plasma conduit ruptures on Deck 11. You're closest. You pull a burned crewman out of the compartment and seal the breach before anyone higher up gets the alert. The chief engineer mentions your name in her report. 3 days later, the captain nods at you in the corridor and uses your name once. That nod stays with you for a month. Level 3, Lieutenant. 2 years in, the chief of security is presenting border patrol data in a staff briefing, and everyone around the table nods along. You spot a warp signature in the telemetry that shouldn't be there. You raise your hand. Your voice cracks. You say it anyway. The captain goes quiet, looks at the data, and asks you to stay after the meeting. The warp trail turns out to be a Romulan scout. Your name goes in the report, not as a footnote this time. They add a second pip beside the gold. The new one is hollow, Lieutenant Junior grade. Past orientation, still a long way from the staff table. 3 years later, they fill in the second pip. Full lieutenant. You transfer to an Excelsior class with an aging hull. You take the chair during third watch when the captain and first officer are asleep. The weight of that chair at 0400, with nothing on long-range sensors but empty space and your own reflection in the view screen, teaches you something the Academy couldn't. The chair fits. Then comes Wolf 359. Almost. Your ship gets rerouted an hour before the engagement, and by the time you arrive, the Borg cube is gone, and the debris field stretches for 100,000 kilometers. 39 ships, 11,000 people. You walk the wreckage in an EV suit, helping recovery teams tag hull fragments. You find a sleeve with a single pip still attached. Somebody's first posting. You don't sleep that night. You sit in the mess hall and listen to the ship's hum and think about how quiet 11,000 ghosts can be. That's the moment it stops being a career. It becomes a debt. Your CO gets promoted. The third pip goes on. Solid, hollow. Lieutenant Commander. You run operations on a Nebula-class vessel now. And the ensigns look at you the way you used to look at the officers above you. You remember what your old captain's nod meant. You use your people's names. Level 4. Commander. First Officer. The XO. 3 gold pips in a row. And the role that comes with them? You run the ship so the captain doesn't have to. You lead away teams now. You negotiate with pre-warp civilizations that don't know you exist. When first contact goes sideways, you're in the crossfire, shouting for your team to fall back while a disruptor bolt scorches the wall behind you. On the ship, daily operations, duty rosters, discipline hearings, transfer requests. Department heads bring problems to you before they reach the captain. You're also the devil's advocate. The captain wants to push into the nebula, or trust the Romulan defector, or bend the prime directive because a civilian is going to die without help. Sir, I don't think we should. He looks at you. He disagrees. He does it anyway. Then he thanks you, because without you, he'd be commanding an echo chamber. By 0600, you're going through status reports. The rough patches show up in the duty logs. Who's getting divorced? Who just lost a parent on Earth? Who can't be assigned to a salvage mission because her brother died on one 6 years ago? Then, Starfleet offers you a ship. A Miranda class on Cardassian border patrol. Your own command. Your name on the dedication plaque. You turn it down. You tell yourself the current mission isn't over, that you're not ready yet. Some of it's true. The rest is harder to admit. The family you have on this ship is the first real family you've had since the Academy. And walking away to sit in a center seat with strangers feels like giving up something you can't get back. Level 5. Captain. You did it. A ship, a bridge, a crew. All yours. 4 gold pips across your collar. The replicator knows your coffee order. The commander chair has the imprint of your shoulders in it after 6 months. Your first launch under your own command? The view screen shows Jupiter falling away. The helm officer is young, eager, slightly terrified. You tug the bottom of your tunic straight. You've watched captains do it your whole career. And now you're the one doing it. You explore. That's the job. Charting nebulae no one has ever seen. Making first contact with species that don't yet have a word for human. Staring down a Romulan warbird across the neutral zone without blinking. Because blinking is how wars start. You also bluff. A Romulan commander stares at you across the view screen and demands you stand down. You don't. You tell him the next move is his. He breaks first. You wait until the channel cuts, then sit back down, and your hands tremble under the console where no one can see. You lose people. 7 over the course of your command. You write the letters home yourself. That's the rule you made on day 1. A young ensign from Beta Z dies in a coolant leak that wasn't anyone's fault. And you record a message to her mother at 0300 and cry for the first time in years. Your helm officer, older now, turns to look at you across the bridge. The course is laid in. The crew is at stations. Everyone is waiting for you. You say it. Make it so. This is the peak. Everything you ever wanted is right here, in this chair, on this ship, with these people. If the story ended here, it would be enough. It isn't where the story ends. Level 6. Rear Admiral. They pin a boxed pip on your collar and move you to a desk. Rear Admiral, lower half. 1 pip inside a rectangular frame. Gray shoulders instead of the division color you've worn for 25 years. Your office at Starfleet Command in San Francisco has a window that looks out at the bay. And you can't remember the last time you saw a star that wasn't through atmosphere. You handed the ship over to your former XO, watched her become a captain right in front of you, walked off the bridge for the last time without looking back, because if you looked back, you'd never leave. You still read the mission reports from your old ship every morning like you're going to be back on that bridge tomorrow. Your first officer is doing a good job in your chair. Somehow that's worse than if she were failing. The ship doesn't need you. It's out there, doing it without you. 2 years later, they fill in the second pip. Rear Admiral, upper half. Something in you gives up. There's no decision. You stop pulling up your old ship's position on the star charts. The bridge has become a place you used to work. At 2300, lights dimmed. You sit looking at a model of a Galaxy-class cruiser on your desk, trying to remember the smell of the bridge. You can't quite get it anymore. You remember the shape of it, not the substance. Level 7, Vice Admiral. You command a sector now. Dozens of ships, hundreds of officers, a theater of operations that spans 15 light years of Federation space, 3 pips inside that rectangular frame, and a calendar full of meetings. Fleet operations briefings, budget hearings, civilian diplomats who want to know why a survey ship hasn't been tasked to their system. You spend more time in conference rooms on Earth than at a star chart. And when you do look at one, it's because you're reassigning a ship, not boarding it. You remember the Miranda class Starfleet offered you as a commander, the one you turned down. Sometimes you wonder, a quiet retirement as a captain by now. 20 years of bridge time instead of 10. A ship you'd know better at 0400 than you know the layout of this conference room. A young captain comes to your office. First command in a week. Nervous, trying not to show it. She asks for your advice. You see yourself 20 years ago, in front of an admiral, probably sitting where you sit now. You tell her the only thing that's ever mattered. Trust your crew. They'll carry you further than your orders. She nods. She leaves. You stand at the window and watch the shuttles climb out toward orbit. For just a second, you wish you were on one of them. Level 8, Admiral. The job has changed shape again. You move fleets, not ships. 4 pips in the frame now, and a chair you can't see the stars from. When the Dominion pushes across the border and Deep Space Nine becomes the front line of a war nobody wanted, you're in a situation room on Earth looking at a tactical display the size of a shuttle bay wall. Ships are dots. Captains are voices on the comm. You move pieces across a map of the Alpha Quadrant, and each piece is a starship full of people. You taught some of them at the Academy. Most you've never met. The ones who don't come back will have your signature on the order that put them where they died. You make the call to send a task force to the Chintoka system. 10,000 officers. You sit in a room while other admirals argue strategy, and you sign off on the casualty reports when they come in. The names scroll past on a pad, and you read every one. You sign the condolence letters in longhand, because the machine won't feel it, and you need to feel it. Admiral Nechayev gave you hell when you were a captain. You understand her now. The bridge gave you problems you could solve in the moment. This desk gives you problems where the right answer still gets people killed. You've stopped asking whether you'd trade it back. You already know the answer, and saying it out loud doesn't change anything. Level 9, Fleet Admiral. There are only a handful of people in the entire Federation who wear this uniform. You're one of them. 5 pips in the frame. The job isn't a starship posting, and on most days it isn't really Starfleet either. Not the way the kid who graduated from the Academy understood it. You wear the uniform, but what you do is politics. Meetings with the Federation president, testimony before the council, treaties with powers that were trying to kill us last year. You haven't felt a deck plate hum under your boots in a decade. The promotion didn't come with a ceremony. It came in a briefing room during the Dominion War, when the officer ahead of you was killed in action, and someone had to sign the next set of orders. Rank at this level gets assigned. You keep working. At a reception at Starfleet headquarters, a cadet approaches you. 4th year, Command track. She wants a photograph. You smile. The photo gets taken. She thanks you and walks away. You remember being her. Gray uniform, red trim, fog off the bay. Standing under the archway, not understanding the Latin yet. You'd tell her to go. Late at night, you walk out onto the balcony of your Paris apartment and look up. The stars are the same stars. You used to chart them, sit in a chair and say, "Engage," and feel the ship answer beneath you. Now you sign orders that send other people's children out to those stars. You hope they come back. Sometimes they don't. You sign an order authorizing an exploration mission to the Gamma Quadrant. You'll never see the images they bring back. The probe data starts arriving in 18 months. The officers who survive get back in 3 years. The rest are casualty letters you'll sign at this desk. You sign the order anyway, because that's what the chair asks of you now. Not the captain's chair you wanted at 22. The chair you actually got. A desk on Earth. An office with a view of the bay you first saw 50 years ago. You tug the bottom of your tunic straight. Old habit. The replicator makes you a cup of coffee. You drink it alone. The stars are still up there. The same ones you charted. Every ship out there now carries your signature on its commissioning orders. You just don't go out there anymore. That's the trade. You knew it when you took the pips. Someone has to stay behind so the others can go. Ex astris, scientia. You understand it now. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to never miss an upload. Also, watch this video next.